The airport goodbye, the light of casting a cold glow on the sea of travelers for rushing to their gates. Among them stood a family that looked like they belonged on a magazine cover, if not for the tiny storm at their feet. Jungkook adjusted his face mask nervously, watching his husband kneel down on a polished floor. 3 years old Hari had her small arms wrapped around thin sleeve like a koala who had just been told was Taehyung softly stroking her hair. Baby girl, Papa has to go just for 3 days. Remember what I told you? 3 sleeps and I will be back. Hari shook her head violently. Her pigtail lips trembled, eyes already swimming with tears that hadn't fallen yet. Hari, no, Appa leave Hari and Daddy. Jungkook crouched down beside them. He had seen this fear building over the past week ever since Taehyung mentioned the business trip, but he didn't think it would explode like this. Jungkook, hurry up. Appa is not leaving us. He is going to work. He will be back. He will come back. Hari glued her face intensely, her small fingers digging into the fabric of his trousers. Stop it. This was private. For in Hari muffled. Appa went before. Appa no came back. Long time. Hari remembered the word hit him like a physical blow. His breath catch, and Jungkook saw the exact moment the gate crashed into his husband's face. 2 months he had been home. Only 2 months after 2 years abroad. 2 years of video calls, of watching Hari learn to walk through a screen, of missing her first words, for her first steps, her first everything. Taehyung pulled Hari into her arm. She waited nothing, but still so small, still so frail. Taehyung, look at me, Hari. Look at your Appa's eyes. Hari lifted her tear-streaking face. She had Jungkook's story eyes, but Taehyung's pout, a perfect blend of both of their fathers. Taehyung, why are you so scared? Tell Appa, please. Hari, Appa will live forever again like before. Appa went far away and Hari thought Appa died. The silence that followed was he remembered those months after Taehyung left for business management degree overseas. Hari was only one. She didn't understand why the person who sang her lullaby suddenly existed only inside the phone. There was nights she would crawl to the front door and knock on it, calling Appa, Appa, into the empty hallway. Taehyung's face Hari closer, pressing his lips to her forehead, then her cheeks, then her tiny nose. Taehyung, oh my baby, my sweet baby. Appa is so sorry. Appa is so sorry. Hari, don't go, please. Appa, please. Jungkook placed a hand on Taehyung's shoulder. He could feel his husband trembling. Jungkook, maybe you could reschedule. Taehyung, shaking his head, voice thick. No, I wouldn't reschedule. I'll do something better. He stood up, Hari still in his arms, and looked at Jungkook with an expression that made the younger man's heart skip. Taehyung, you are both coming with me. Jungkook, what? Hey, your meeting is with major investor. We can't just then they will walk around you. I am not leaving my family behind, not ever again. Hari sniffed, looking between her father's with confused hope. Hari came to Taehyung, kissing her nose. You and Daddy are coming with Appa. We will together. Always, for the first time that morning, Hari's sleeves curved into the hotel suite was luxurious. Taehyung had insisted on the best for his family. Floor-to-ceiling window overlooked the busy city below, and the king-size bed in the master bedroom was filled with pillows. Hari had already claimed the middle spot, jumping on the mattress while Jungkook tried to unpack Taehyung. See, baby, this is fun. We are on an adventure. Hari, adventure with Appa. Jungkook, you are spoiling her. Taehyung see the Jawed. They both too. He came up behind Jungkook, wrapped his arm around his husband's waist, resting his chin on Jungkook's shoulder. The younger man leaned back into the embrace, sighing. Jungkook, are you sure about this? The investors are expecting only you tomorrow, Taehyung. Then I will introduce them to my beautiful family. Let them see what Jeon Taehyung is, a man who puts love before business. Jungkook, you're ridiculous. Taehyung, I'm romantic. There is a difference. He leaned in for a kiss, but a tiny hand pressed against his face. Hari, Appa, no kiss. Hari, hungry. Both men burst into laughter. Jungkook, our daughter, your daughter, Taehyung, our daughter, and she has your appetite. They ordered room service, and for a few hours the suite was filled with sound of Hari's giggle, the clicking of clutter, and the easy warmth of a family. Taehyung had spread his proposal document across the hotel suite during dining table. Charts, financial projects, months of work reduced to neat stack of paper. His meeting with the investors was at 9 a.m. tomorrow, a deal worth million, his new business future. He was supposed to be taking a nap in the bedroom with Jungkook, but 3 years old, as Jungkook often said, had Jungkook waking up from a light doze. Hurry! The spot behind him was empty. The bedroom door was slightly open. Panic clicked in his spine. Jungkook, hurry! He rushed into the living room and froze. Hari was sitting on the middle of the dining table. Around her were the remains of Thames proposal fire, stone crumbled, some pieces floating in the glass of water. She had somehow reached. She had a marker in her hand. Where did she even get a marker? Hari proudly looked, Daddy. Oh no. Taehyung walked out of the bathroom at that exact moment. Hair still damp from a quick shower, wearing nothing but sweatpants. He took one look at Jin. With his face went through 5 emotions in 5 seconds: confusion, shock, horror, despair, and then strange acceptance. Then, hurry, baby, those are Appa's work papers. Hari make pretty. Junk rushed to what he could. Thay, I'm so sorry, I fell asleep. I didn't. Taehyung sighing, running a hand through his wet hair. It's not your fault, it's hers. She is 3, she doesn't understand Jungkook, but you're meeting. Taehyung picked up a soggy piece of paper. I'll redo it tonight, Jungkook, tonight. Thay, there is like 80 pages here. Taehyung, then I will drink a lot of coffee and you will help me. Jungkook, I don't know anything about business proposal. Taehyung, smiling tiredly, you know how to make me feel like I'm not alone. That's enough. Hari looked between her father and her, smile fading as she realized something was wrong. Hari, Appa said. Taehyung, picking her up gently, wiping marker ink off her fingers with a napkin. Taehyung, Appa is not sad. Appa just had a lot of work to do. Hari helped too. Taehyung, kissing her cheek. You can help by sleeping, sweet girl. Can you do that for Appa? Hari sleep, but Hari not bad. Taehyung was soft. You are not bad, Hari. You are perfect. Appa just needs to be more careful with his papers. He handed her to Jungkook, who cradled her against his chest. Jungkook, I'll put her back to bed. Then I'll make you coffee and we are fixing this together. I love you, Jungkook. I love you too, even when our daughter commits corporate. network. The clock read 1:47 a.m. Jungkook sat beside them at the dining table, which was now covered in fresh paper, a laptop, three empty coffee cups. The city lights wriggled outside the window, indifferent to their struggle. Taehyung rubbing his eyes. The financial projections are going to take me another hour at least. Jungkook, then let's take a break. 10 minutes. You are going cross-eyed. Taehyung, I can't. The investors. Jungkook, covering Taehyung's hand with his own, will appreciate a clear-handed presenter more than a sleep zombie. 10 minutes थे for me. Taehyung looked at Jungkook, really looked at him. The younger man's hair was messed from running his hand through in frustration. There was a smear of coffee on his cheek. He had never looked more beautiful. Taehyung, okay, 10 minutes. They moved to a small sofa near the window. The suit was dim, lit only by the laptop screen and the city lights. Somewhere in the bedroom, Hari was sleeping peacefully, clenching the stuffed bunny Taehyung had brought her from overseas. Jungkook, do you remember when we first started dating? How easy everything was then. Easy? Jungkook, I was so nervous around you. I once tripped over my own feet and fell into a fountain. Jungkook, that was horrible. Taehyung, it was humiliating. Jungkook, lifting his head to look at him. I fell in love with you that day, right there in that fountain, with your designer shoes soaking wet and your hair sticking to your forehead. Taehyung's breath hinged. Even after all these years, Jungkook's words still had the power to undo him. Taehyung, come here. He pulled Jungkook closer, one hand cupping the back of his neck. The kiss started soft, gentle, almost tentative. But then Jungkook made a small sound, a needy little sigh, and Taehyung deepened it. The world outside the suit to exist. Jungkook, whispering against Taehyung's lips. Hey, we shouldn't. The files, Taehyung, the files can wait. You can't. He guided Jungkook to lie back on the sofa, hovering over him. The daylight cast shadow across Jungkook's face, highlighting the sharp line of his jaw, the soft curve of his lips. Taehyung, do you know how long it's been? Jungkook, since before Hani was born. You are always so busy being parent. Taehyung, tonight let's just be us, just Jungkook and Taehyung. Jungkook reached up and pulled Taehyung down into another kiss, deeper this time, more urgent. His fingers through Taehyung's hair, tugging gently. Jungkook, I want you. I have wanted you all day, Taehyung, all day, even when Hari was using my leg as a climbing toy. Jungkook, especially then. You are so good with her. It makes me want you more. Taehyung gone, softly pressing his forehead against Jungkook's. Taehyung, you can't say things like that. I have work to do. Jungkook, then stop talking and kiss me. The next few minutes were a blur of whisper words, tangled limbs, and the quiet sounds of love being. Taehyung was gentle but firm, taking his time because Jungkook deserved to be worshipped. And Jungkook surrendered completely because with Taehyung he had always felt safe enough to let go. Taehyung, breathless. You are so beautiful. I didn't tell you enough. Jungkook, tears slipping from his corner of eyes. You tell me every day in 100 different ways. They moved together like they had been doing this for years because they had. But every night still felt new. Every touch still sent shiver down his spine. Every whisper, I love you, is still meant forever. The light angled on the narrow sofa, neither willing to move first. Taehyung pressed kisses along Jungkook's shoulder, his jaw, his temple. Taehyung, I'm sorry I left for 2 years. I know I say it, but I don't think you understand how much I regret it. Jungkook is tucking his hair. You were building a future for us. I understood then, and I understood now. I understand nothing but Hari. She thought I wounded her. She thought I died. Jungkook, and you are now fixing it. You are here. You brought us with you, that's what matters. They lie in comfortable silence for a moment, the weight of the conversation settling between them, and then hurry up, Daddy. Both men froze. Harry stood in the doorway of the bedroom, her stupor bunny dragging on the floor behind her. Lights were off the living room, thank God, so all she could see were two seats on the sofa. One was on top of other. Taehyung moved faster than he ever had in his life. He grabbed his surfboard from the floor and pulled them on, then scooped Harry into his arms, turning away from the sofa so she couldn't see Jungkook scrambling to cover himself with a blanket. Taehyung was careful, calm. Baby, what are you doing? Awake? Harry, rubbing her eyes. Harry, thirsty, want water? Then, okay, Papa will get you water. He carried her to the kitchen, keeping his body angled so she couldn't see the sofa behind him. He heard Jungkook snuffle, probably putting on clothes. Harry, Papa, what you and Daddy doing? Taehyung poured water into her sippy cup and his mind racing. How do you explain this to a 3 years old? Harry, you were on top of Daddy like wrestling. Taehyung clenched nervously. Something like that, baby. Jungkook appeared beside her, now wearing his pajama pants and oversized shirt. His face was bright red even in the dim light. Jungkook, Harry, why don't you go back to bed? Harry, not letting go of Taehyung, but what Appa doing? Harry want no. Taehyung looked at Jungkook. Jungkook looked at Taehyung. And then Harry had an idea, half brilliant, half insane. Taehyung sitting down on the kitchen stool with Harry on his lap. You want to know what Appa was doing? Harry nodded. Seriously, yes. Taehyung, Appa was planning to bring you a baby brother or a baby sister. Jungkook's eyes went wide. Taehyung, continue smoothly so that you have someone to play with, someone to share your toys with, someone to love. Harry's eyes grew huge in her small face. Harry, a baby? Like in Daddy's tummy? Jungkook choked on air. Taehyung trying not to laugh. Maybe if we are lucky. Harry guessed. Harry want baby. Harry want baby now. Jungkook burying his face in his hands. Oh my God. Taehyung kissing Harry's forehead. Then Papa and Daddy will keep trying, but you have to sleep so we can work on it, okay? Harry, okay. Harry, sleep. She is going to be put down. Harry, Appa, make sure baby has Appa's smile and Daddy's eyes. Taehyung was soft. We will do our best, baby. The door closed, silence. Then Jungkook hit Taehyung's arm hard. Jungkook, you told our 3-year-old we were making a baby? Taehyung, rubbing his arm. It's not a lie. We were. Jungkook, Taehyung pulling him closer. Shh, you will wake her up again. Jungkook glaring at him, but there was no heat in it. His face was still flushed. Jungkook, you're impossible. Taehyung, and you love me. Jungkook is sighing, leaning into him. Unfortunately, now come on, we have 80 pages of financial projection to redo before sunrise. Them together, Jungkook together. 3 months later, the investor meeting had been a success. The business was, and Harry had stopped clinging to Taehyung's leg every time he left the house. But the best part, Jungkook stood in front of. Hands was shaking Taehyung from the bedroom. Jungkook, you have been in there for 20 minutes. Are you okay? Jungkook opened the door. Tears were streaming down his face. Taehyung immediately alert. What happened? Are you sick? Is it? Jungkook, you told Harry we were trying for a baby. Taehyung looked at the test. Looked at Jungkook. Looked back at the test. His knees broke, and he sat down hard on the edge of the bed. Taehyung whispering, is that, are we? Jungkook nodding. We are having a baby, Taehyung pulled him into his lap, putting his face in Jungkook's neck. His shoulders shook with silent sobs. Taehyung, I don't deserve this, I don't deserve you, I don't deserve any of it. Jungkook holding him tight. You deserve everything. You worked so hard, you come back, you stayed. Then I almost missed it. I almost missed Harry's growing up. I almost missed Jungkook. But you don't. You are here. You are staying. The bedroom door cracked open. Harry rubbing her eyes. Papa, Daddy, why crying? Then wiped his face quickly and opened the arms. Harry climbed onto the bed and snuggled between them. Then I'm happy to yes, baby. Papa and Daddy are just very, very happy. Harry, why happy? Jungkook took Harry's tiny hand and pressed it against his still flat stomach. Jungkook, because Harry, you are going to be a big sister. Baby in daddy's tummy, baby coming. She jumped off the bed and ran around the room in circle, shouting baby at the top of her lungs. Jungkook laughing. I think she's excited. Then pulling Jungkook close, kissing his forehead. We all are. He titled Jungkook's chin up and kissed him deeply, softly with all love he had been saving for the past 2 years. All the love he would give for the rest of his life. Thank you for not giving up on me, Jungkook. I could never give up on you. You are my home. Harry stopped running and climbed back onto the bed with herself between them. Harry warmed kissed her, then laughed and kissed her cheek. Jungkook kissed her other cheek. Harry, now Appa kissed Daddy again. Anything for you, baby girl. He leaned over Harry, who screamed with delight and kissed Jungkook once more. And in that hotel suit on home, surrounded by scattered papers, a stuffed bunny, and the promise of a new life, the Jian family had on to each other. No more running, no more living, just love, just forever. Then the child who fears abandonment will someday learn that the person who stayed was always the one worth waiting for. The end. I hope you enjoyed it. This was something sweet, fluffy, and romantic. How do you feel about it? Let me know in the comments. See you again. Bye.